Hey, it's Steve with Raybuck Auto Body Parts, back with the F350, taking out the windshield. So as part of this, we're going to take the dashboard out and replace it because the one that's in there is really cracked. And we have one, I'll show you here, it's actually an OEM one. So I'm assuming it came out of a truck, but it's in really, really nice condition. So we're going to swap it out and put it in. It'll be a lot easier, I think, while we have all this out. So I thought I'd show you guys how I'm going to do the swap because I wasn't really sure. You can't really get your arms or hands or anything up under the dash to get to all the little bolts and the screws, or all the little bolts and the nuts to get the old one off and put the new one on. But my son Blake and I were in there crawling around. He was a lot smaller than me, so he got up under the dash and we looked at it and figured out how to do it. So I'm going to show you the dash and then I'll show you what we did to get this one apart. So this is the new dash that we're going to put in, or the new old dash, I guess, the OEM dash. As you can see, this one up here is very cracked. This area up here I'm just touching up. This originally looked like it was black. The dash was like a dark brown color. The new dash is black, so that's fine. So I'm going to touch this up. I got to do a couple more coats of sanding, put a couple more coats of paint on it, and then we're going to get this out of here. And we're going to put this one in. So what's really cool is this one is stamped. There you go, February 19th, 1973. And we got some markings on it. I'm not sure what those are, but you can see here the different integrated bolts. You got two here, one in the front center of the dash, and then two more on this side. And these nuts that are on here are actually 11/32. So just in case you need to know that, if you're getting up underneath there, that's what that is. So as you can imagine, trying to get up underneath the dash to get those nuts out, to nuts off those bolts, and to get this swapped out would be difficult if you just had to reach from underneath, because you have a lot of stuff. You have the radio, you have the electronics, or well, all the electrical wires, and glove box and defroster vents and everything. So I'm going to show you what we did to get around that. Okay, so this is what the dash is looking right now. I'll get some lights in here. I'll try to show you the best that I can. But essentially what we did was we took the inside of the glove box out. Actually, just let me see if I can get a light in here so you can see it. So the insert, the cardboard insert we took out, it was just a couple of screws around the perimeter. So just a couple around here, and then the whole thing slid in. It's actually just sitting right down in there. So that gives us access to the nuts that are here, and I can reach all the way around and get to the two center ones. Now I wasn't sure how to get to these ones, but what we realized was there's only, I think, 6 screws that hold this instrument cluster trim piece in place. So we took that out, and then obviously the two knobs on the radio and the nuts that were behind them, we took those out. And once we did that, this whole plate came loose. Now, these knobs did not want to come off. I got one of them off. I didn't get, I believe this is for the lights. I didn't want to pull too hard on it because I didn't want it to break. This one just slid right off. This one doesn't really matter because it's attached to this trim piece. So anyway, you can get those off, and then you can literally, if I can jiggle it with one hand, you can just rotate this out of the way. So you just rotate that up, and you can get to the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster had, I think, 4 screws, so I took that out, and then what that allows you to do is actually wiggle this and move it down into the dash so you can get your hand in here, and you can access these other bolts and the nuts that are on them. So once that's done in, you can get your hand in. It's not that bad, and then undo that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take all of these out. We're going to just lift this out of here and put the new one in, and then put it all back together in the reverse order. So I'll get this started here shortly, and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. So here it is with the old dash taken out. Now you can see this black line that looks like it was the original paint line for this front section underneath, and then the color of the truck. So that's all out. And it wasn't horrible to get out. It's pretty much what we thought. You just get your hands up in there and get a real small socket set and take it out. So they weren't on that tight. Again, it stinks because we're going to lose this old sticker, even though this was real cruddy and cracked up, the important safety precaution sticker. And then on the other side, again, it looks just like the other one. Got some markings, 21-133. This was pretty cool though. Uniroyal 73, made in Canada, 68. Original 7373. So that's pretty cool. And then whatever
this information is over here. Again, maybe some sort of like serial or model or whatever it is, but pretty cool.
So when I went to take the plastic housing off around the instrument panel, there's a couple screws came out. The windshield washer knob just slid right off, and there was a little clip on it that came off. The choke cable was in there, and you just had to take a nut off the inside, which a lot of these cables are like that. You take that off and you had to disconnect it from up at the carb and then slide it all the way through. But I couldn't figure out how the heck to get this light switch off. I was yanking and yanking on this. I tried prying. I thought maybe the center popped out and there might have been a screw or a pin. It actually is very simple. It's just not what you would expect because you can't see it. If you look, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can zoom in. There's a little button, little spring release button right here. I'll see if I could do this my own with one hand, I guess. If you push down on that button, this whole knob just comes out. So if I push down, I can actually pull this thing out. Let's see if I can get it with one hand again. I might have to set the camera now. Okay, there it is. That's it. Literally, that's it. So you push that down, this thing slides right out, and then you can take this fitting. This was in this hole. I just unscrewed this before to take the whole switch out. So I'll unscrew this, put it back in, and then I'll slide this back in. When you slide this in, I think you just have to push that button back in and push it in. But that's it. So just a little FYI tip. That's how you get this goofy light switch out. And this is what it looks like with the dash in now. Wasn't that bad of a project. Like I said, if you just know how to get this instrument cluster surround out, and if you get that glove box taken out of there, it's a couple of screws, and get your hands up in there, it's really not too bad. So yeah, I think it turned out nice. Let me go around the front so you can see it. The windshield's still out, so you can kind of see what it looks like from up here. There you go. I think it turned out, like I said, I think it turned out really nice. And I didn't even really clean this up yet. So once that's cleaned up, that'll kind of blend in with this, and it's going to look pretty much like a new dash. It actually makes the whole interior of the truck look a lot better. So that one's done. Now we're getting ready to start on some other stuff in here. There's stuff in the column. And then obviously I got to get this stuff cleaned out of here, and we're going to start getting ready to do the carpeting. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can get updated for the next video, probably again when we're doing the carpet and the seat cover and the rest of the interior, probably the weather stripping too. Thanks.